Is day 1427, the Aruch Shulchan Yomi. Today's Aruch Shulchan Yomi is the limud. The exclusive limud should be devoted to Tzlacha and Yeshua of Am Yisrael in its war against Hamas. Yimach Shemam B'Zichram. Today we're doing Yerideh Siman Kuf Pei Ches, Sif Mem Hey to Nun Aleph. We stop, so to speak, with a cliffhanger. Mem Hey, Mem is so kosher Rabbeinu Rabbi says so. So Brura the Kiyah, where the base writes is clear and clean. Vayibrush means to say, though the Rash lo iti rak ba'adam shebetor chaticha avagad the pluyay. The Rash only was matir blood in the piece, even though it's in crevices. Avadam she'ima chaticha ta'ptitime, but the blood with the piece is tummy. K'moshe shein ba'mishnah. Like we learned in the Mishnah, the chaticha miyeshim adam me'ever has blood with it, it's tummy. Bin king gam mifilos or makor. So in the case of the forefowl, b'vatay lo tia rak b'dam shechatiras hamakor after pipe is only matir the blood in the piece of the womb, even if it's in a crevice. Abdam is only made by blood which oozes from it. It is, that's interesting, the blood which oozes from the chaticha, let it be like a piece which has blood with it. Granted, what if we know that the blood which is now oozing from it was absorbed within the flesh of the uterus, and then it came off of it? Obviously, we would say she's Tohara. Once it's Torah, it can become tummy later on. This blood was on the outside of the uterus. So it's like a piece from with which blood comes and simultaneously. So why? So why right? We're not that what you said. We don't say it comes from a makkah in the makor itself. Clearly, Rabbeinu says to us was a mistake to say that blood from the makor is blood which comes from makkah makor is metame. No, kamanasa brua. What I mean, it was seeing is clear. The mikoch, the makkah which is makor, the mikir rakim makor u'amakom is tava makkah sham makor. The makkah in the makor, which is tahor, is only if it's in its proper place, and you get a makkah there in the flesh of the uterus. The makkah because the makkah is something else other than damnida. I mean, makor atzmo a makkah, but if the makor itself is the blow, lo shak because of makkah can't call it makkah. Even it's true, it's been uprooted from the states. It's also damu mina makor. The blood is coming from the makor. Somewhere we are matar the blood which is within the flesh. Maybe labala within the flesh. But not the blood which flows out of it. It says in brackets, very rabbi never b'chuvas mashchas hamnu hua ikar v'duk. Maybe it was tested in response, and this is the primary shot. Remember, only Sholav, they also asked on Pesiyah Simad, Isa Perikilti, Domin, it says on Rishov Shum, Rabbi Yehuda, and the Sia, Bekor Shenek, Hamanah, for the Oretz, if you have a uterus which got uprooted and fell to the ground, Tamei, she's Tamish Neymar, Yan, Hashpech, Nechushtech, but the Galeh, Ervosech. Since your strength has been spilled out and you revealed your private parts. Parachamai, that's for what is this passing Chesed teaching us? Either Tumas Shiva, talk about that she's Matami 7 days. Damar Machmar of Locha Ticha. So that's the blood. It was Matami and not a piece from the womb. El Tumasaya read it's Matami till that evening. On Shabrash Nation Noga, but because she touched him when it was coming out. Aklan Shana. Vash Pesha Beis Yosef, according to Rabbi Beis Yosef, Gemara refreshes the Mitzvah Filos HaMakor and Tmei Nida. We know already that the Makor falls. It's not Tmei Nida. Kilomet Law Harasa Beperusha. Why this have to do with Rabbi what Rabbi Shlomo said name Rabbi Yunus here? Vadi the Baraso so you read us down Gamke. Must be that included in the Hora. I don't know who's Hora. I don't know. Okay, let's Kirshman Madani to the Bach. I guess somebody could look it up. Well, let's see what he questions the question. I'm staring at this question. I guess he's talking whether it was blood. The question on Beis Yosef is machmir. It says that blood with the chaticha asurs. Here it says, sounds like the blood with the chaticha is okay. It's not tamei. It's not tamei shiva only until nightfall. So it says the Beis Yosef also says this blood. Says the blood was in the piece of the within the piece which came through the wrist, and it's in the crevices. The Gemara I know before she had the Gemara's not talking about whether there's blood inside of it. Oh, on the contrary. Question like this. The question is, it sounds like there's blood inside, and blood inside is also mitame. So therefore, why is Beis Yosef Mekel? So says Beis Yosef doesn't say anything about the blood inside it. But either on the contrary, Pushim Kasha. Says the Torah is machmir on blood and down on a piece. It seems quite clear. I said to me that if there was blood, she would be tummy. I'm not sure either way, actually, at this point, what he's asking. He'll be asking the other way around, like I said originally. Anyway, when only blood comes out of the makor, and not the piece, from which the blood comes. The brackets, he says, I am Bachmash Kosov Tzorchin V'duk. From the Yitzhak Klal Din Zeh. The law is not found in the Rambam at all. Avol. Rabbeinu Haramah. B'chora B'tzein Achronim. Pirush Compassion to Tur. They explain the Torah according to its simple meaning. That she's the Torah even if she sees blood mamish coming outside. This is the concept. The woman is in a time of tara. It's not a time of a cycle. That's the according to Pilas. She knows before the 4 files she didn't see blood. And after the 4 files she doesn't stop seeing blood. Actual blood. Because the Torah, nevertheless she's Torah. The Vade Hadam is a Bami Chatiras Makar. Suppose to make the piece of the Makor that fell. And it's flowing out of this piece. Since the time that the blood was in the piece, it was tar, like the Rashi explains. I've got a pipe, even though there are cracks and crevices. It's going to be time afterwards. That this blood which came from her is not from the piece which came out of the makor, but from the actual body through the makam makor, which presumably means dam nida. She's not. It's not B'shas Vesta. Chazaka's Torah. More related by Makkah, but soon could be Zayin. Like we tell the Makkah, Afa Bisha Ein Ani Yodorim, which Yodim Shemaka Osa Mitzvah B'dam. Even in case you don't know that a Makkah is producing blood. Koshkem B'Gzeh Shachushmei. It's in this case where there's some sort of crisis. That the indications that is blood which is coming from the rupture of the womb. Since the makor is primarily blood, I'm not sure where that is, but when it comes out, drops of blood come from the blood within the walls of the uterus, which is dam maka, not dam nida. Says back and says those achronim hold the same. Meches. V'zeh shchas Rabbeinu Beis Yosef b'shulchan aruch became v'zeh shara. Beis Yosef writes that Knisa shofer schuli if she puts in a tube became rasa dam chadiv she's blood in a piece havil muvukas even if it has crevices going to the outside but dam v'koyim and blood is in the crevices being shulchan so in a manner that touches her flesh. She started came shein derech because it's not normal way of seeing. V'chein isha. So the woman who's suffering those 4 foul, goes busting and fleeing by his chitz on a piece of meat, flesh flowing to the outside chamber. We say even though there's blood in the pieces of the makor, and that's going previously. So Dami doesn't mention she saw blood. Till she touches the because it's going to see that if she sees blood, she's tmeil. Even if she sees blood, as long as there's still pieces in the outer chamber, Torah she started. We see the blood is from this piece of Yadin. We know because we know that she's had this uprooted uterus, and therefore it's the dam machas maka akal shona. When she brought like is intense, like we said in Mem Zayin. And that which says because of makkah ain't coming to makkah mamish. It's not literally a makkah. You can't associate the slash. Then you don't need the rash to be makel. El Komar means Lalina Zazel Machmas Makos HaMakor. We say it's because of the Makah of the Makor. Not a Makah in the Makor, a Makah of the Makor. That the Makor collapsed. Just like with toilet and Makah, with toilet in the Nefila is HaMakor. No other kind of things that should need on Nefila Dino Kamaka Mamish. And he's not getting into this halacha that that we should say that the tefillah is literally like a makkah, because Ein Zaborach Mashlan, it's not clear that's the case, he says. Okay, I'm not sure, but he's making anyway, so what? Anyway, he says the brackets, everything else is fine. Vush leaves this language out, and Shama Gamash Kosatavs, the Sif Kadnei, Kamashi Roa, Afil Dam Gomer, if she sees even absolute blood, and comes on Dama Yotzim Kufa, market some blood which coming from her body. In other words, Dam Nida. But rather it says afterwards, I feel Dam Nida, Mamash Shabba Mils Chaticha. Dam Nida. Dam Nida comes to that piece. Dam Nida, she is Bosa Chaticha Shemakor. Holicha Osa Chaticha Yima and Dam Nidas Labayis Achitza. The blood which is the middle of Bola, which eventually could become non Dam Nida. I guess it comes out inside the Makar. She took it out since it came out a different way. So the Chaticha, it's not Matami. Memtes, if we must be honored based on what we explained in Lamed Zayin to Memalef. Kam Rashi takes the Rambam Ramban ain't chokim al dino Rabbeinu Shimshon. They don't argue in the Rash. Pshita the Rabba Gan Kenu. It's obviously that way as well. K'mosh kosav b'yar b'siyat tishmaya. I can explain. B'at tishmaya mach kosav a Rosh Sham. Don't repudiate what I said from that which the Rosh says there. B'simin afli and aim p'sichas k'rei v'lodam. In terms of the subject side over that blood, where he said, "V'hadakam Rava v'chulip l'tayu kama farshis when the clerks came because the Rashi does the Bais Ayin Sham." The Mashal Rava l'alacha amarkel sounds like Rava didn't say the salacha the zeu. The yam psichas a kavik. Much Marisham has to do with the opening of service. The yimai sachatich doilev. There's a large piece. Meimelet mea. Of course, she's telling me shum the ain b'says kabelodam. Because kabel doesn't know about that blood. Aval b'chaticha ktana do with first, but a small piece like it's for Paris, like a tube. So she's told the ain kam psichas kaver. It's too small to open up the cover. It's not a standard piece. She's bar him b'chatichas kanas. Always also small pieces, much because she's bar b'siyus kav the shmai b'siyus bar. Like we clarify next sif. Nun, b'chol dinei pelas chatichas shimon sims and all the laws and miscarrying pieces in the same custom. Atuva shon hasim b'kimo the davra chatichas ktana do with shabbat Paris. It's only small pieces like a tube. Ava chatichas there, but a large piece. She's telling me, I feel also cluming. She didn't say anything. She even tried to say it's got to open the cover, and it's not possible to have open the cover without dumb. I feel so even if it's a miscarriage of a fetus which has not been fully formed yet. I go show. Agav, the closer is the shots being on Zeh, Meyer, Chatilas, even though the entire shots are about large pieces. Kimulo Gam, Mashkas, the Rush, the Rava, Rakul, Tayu, Kai, the Mashkas, the Rava, Rakul, Tayu, come Farish, Simon, see, them Rava's only going to explain the Machlokes. Because nevertheless, Zeh, I call Fita Askahon, Mishnah is going to come, Mishnah that I'm a Palestine, Paracompulsion, still bring them, Shab, Silas, Kabel, Dam. That's possible for the serving something out without blood. The MS, Rambam, Pascal, the Rambam, Pascal, as we've seen. Our other we hold the Kabbalah. It's not possible for serving someone without being blood. You can't pass these halachas by a large piece because there's blood anyway. A B'ktana which doesn't necessarily open it up. That's a Bach, and the Kasha Beis Yosef, whatever it is on the Rosh, is resolved. Ayin Shah. That's in the brackets. In the source of the halachas, which we explain according to the Psak Rabbeinu Shimshon, the B'chai Gavra Loti Matorah, that in this manner Torah was not Matami Zelkuliam, that everybody agrees. So Etzim Goda Kamus Chaticha, but in terms of the size of the piece, only works for us by a small piece, not by a large piece. When it's a large piece, she's telling me anyway, because the cervix opened up. Feel much because the Steve Chalvav, the first was shackle. Like now you say by tube, it doesn't matter if the cervix opens up. I try to come in the piece, it's simple that does apply. Blood from the chaticha, not blood which comes out of her body. But came in the field as a chaticha, since when the chaticha falls out by crash into the bracha makor, it's got to open the makor. You can't open the makor without blood coming out. So the blood's coming out from our body through the makor. Pshita shitmei, and obviously she's tummy. Says the brackets of Fila says Makaratz Moshua 4-file, Lo Shas Kavan Badukas. Doesn't apply to a 4-file. No, no. The Daishno Shish Michel Lama is one who wants to say that is I mean that's not possible to open the cervix without there being blood. Zel Shanifla they see that's when a piece comes out. A piece coming in. Like it's by a tube or rope, or a doctor puts an instrument inside. That we don't say that's the first Moshe. No. There's somebody who says it, right? And we don't say it. That we should say it. On the contrary, it makes more sense that by opening on the outside, you go ram shiur down cause the blood come down from the inside. That's more likely than a piece coming from inside, which is coming down naturally. And maybe then the body pushes out and doesn't necessarily push anything else out. The pasuk didn't just start the distinction. After the first kasu the beina daka mina daka, and he must rest his ass the very narrowest tube. Bracket says because would not be human man do it so single khaf. That piracy reminds is the tasif kan. But khas show mar kula was that can't say any kula here. Varak shamati piro fei mucha from an expert doctor. She machnisem al kachaim shem rak ara prosdor v'lo mamza. Whatever their forceps or whatever they use, they only put them they don't put them inside the cervix. They only put them up to the cervix and not above the skin. Lo shag was able to scaver, so it doesn't open anything. The doctor said, "Sir, Jisha Hakim Rofim." Have to shake it up with the doctors, and that brings us to the end for today.